Hello students, this is the revision short third of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Now this topic is diagram based and it's very scoring. In 2 minutes let us revise the structure of stamen and the anther, exactly what is written in the NCERT. A typical stamen has two main parts, the long slender stalk and that's called the filament, and the terminal usually bilobed structure which is called as anther. You can see here this is anther and this is the stalk, that is filament. The proximal end of filament is either attached to thalamus or sometimes to the petal of the flower. And then the number, length, and size of the stamen, it varies. These three things for the stamen, they vary. There's a variation in them when we compare different flowers. Then a typical angiosperm anther is bilobed. There are two lobes. You can see here in this, there are two lobes. You have two lobes like this in a typical anther. So if we talk about the term thecus, it's called a dithecous. Thecus means one lobe of the anther. So it has two lobes. That's why it's called a dithecous. There's always confusion among students about this theca. Each thecus, it has two microsporangia, small structures like this. In each thecus, you have two microsporangia, and anther is dithecous as is mentioned here. Then you have this observe that if we observe the transverse section of the anther, its bilobed nature becomes very clear. The anther appears four-sided. That's why it's also called as tetragonal. Remember this term, tetragonal. Each anther contains four microsporangia located at the corners, two in each lobe, as I have shown you here. So you have one microsporangia here, you have another here, another here. So four microsporangia. And these microsporangia further develop into pollen sacs. They extend through the length of the anther and are packed with the pollen grains. So this is all about this stamen, anther, and microsporangium. And then if we want to, there's one important note which I have kept here. We have one term that's called perianth, and another term is tepals. So this is very important. Now in some flowers, sepals and petals, they look similar and cannot be distinguished. Cannot distinguish between sepals and petals in some of the flowers. Now such flowers, they have a single floral whorl which is called as perianth. And the individual unit of the perianth is called a tepal. So this is so easy, you can easily remember it, you can easily memorize this thing. Sometimes it's confusing for the students because this terminology is little intricate. So this is how you can memorize and remember it. Wait for the next lecture. Thank you very much.